A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Welcome to another episode of the program, Ladies of Ashoura. This is our fourth episode. In the previous episodes, we've been trying to talk about the three categories of women. The first of which is women who helped pave the way for either in a direct or indirect way in helping the Imam of their time, in assisting the religion of Islam. And then the second group are ladies who took part in the event of Ashura. And the third group are ladies who were either captives at the land of Karbala, taken to different places, or other ladies who were not present but played a significant role in alerting people, making people awake of the message of Imam al-Hussein on the day of Ashura.
So we're still talking about the women of the first category. We're talking about the women who are actually directly or indirectly supporting Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. The lady that I'm going to start talking about is Tawa. We might not know her first name, but I'm sure that a lot of us have read the story of the event of Ashura, or I remember the scene from the movie Mukhtar Nameh, which was a series of movies about the movement of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, indirectly but directly about the revenge of Mukhtar from those people who shed the blood of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. So this scene goes that Muslim ibn Aqil, the cousin of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, is thirsty, hungry, tired, alone. He goes into the masjid to pray, and little by little, people start disappearing from him. The same people who wrote letters to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam to invite him, come to Kufa, come to Kufa, come to Kufa. We want you, we want to support you. We can have a government here. But Omar al-Sa'd sent his soldiers to the city of Kufa, and some of them through bribing, some of them through threatening. One by one, those supporters started to disappear. Now, Muslim is all alone, and he's just wandering in the streets of Kufa. Then he sits behind the door of a house to rest for a few minutes. And suddenly, an old woman or an elderly woman opens the door and says, "Who are you and what are you doing here?" He says, "I'm Gharib. I am a foreigner from this city, and I am the cousin of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. I've come here to blah, blah, blah." And he says the story. And then this lady invites Muslim to come to her house. She offers him water, and then she invites him to stay there for the night. But her son, Bilal, who was actually, according to some narrations, a non-believer, tells off the place of Muslim to the soldiers of Ubaidullah, and they come and find him and martyr him. But in that time and in that atmosphere, that everybody, the men with all that might and power, were one by one disappearing, and they were stopping their support for Imam Hussein, this lady comes and shows support bravely and courageously for this cousin of Imam al-Hussein.
And beautifully, in the end of the story, she is martyred. The third lady, so we talked about Salama, al-Banin, Maria, Tawa. The fifth lady in the first category is Dulham or Dalim. It has different pronunciations. Again, they have, in the movie of Mukhtar, I remember they had depicted a beautiful scene about this lady where I think her husband he was a very, I think he was a merchant, a wealthy man who was trying to avoid seeing Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. So he was coming back from Mecca, from Hajj, and he tried to avoid meeting Imam Hussein face to face. So wherever Imam Hussein camped, he would camp somewhere in a distance that they wouldn't have to see each other. And then finally, in the last stop, in the last place of camping, they camp in a very close area, And Imam al-Hussein sends a messenger, a person to Daylam's husband, who's called Zuhair bin Ghain, and invites Zuhair to come. He says, I want to talk to you. I have a word with you. And Zuhair, he doesn't like to go. He tries to avoid meeting Imam al-Hussein, but this heavenly lady talks to him and tells him that the son of the daughter of Rasulullah is calling you, and you are not going to see what he wants to tell you. Go talk to him, and then when you come back, you can make up your mind and decide what you want to do. So he goes, and his heart, a miracle happens in his heart, and he comes back to his wife and tells her that I'm going to join Imam al-Hussein, but because for the sake of your own safety, I'm going to divorce you, so people after the war, people wouldn't oppress you. You go back to your home, and I will go join Imam al-Hussein. And this is how a lady plays a significant role in the fate of her husband.
But she actually gets a divorce, but she joins Zuhair in the battle, right?
In the movie of Mukhtar, I remember that she was watching from a distance. Mm-hmm. So she was, as if she's like a person. She wasn't in the camps.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing how the women of Kufa somehow prevent their husbands from joining Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, and then this lady is somehow encouraging her husband to go for it, and she is the one who changes his destiny. It's really amazing. Okay, so the next lady that I want to talk to you actually falls into the second category. Now we have moved on. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam has gone to the plain of Karbala, and the battle has started. The lady that I'm going to introduce to you is called Khalaf. She is the wife of Muslim ibn Awsaja, and on the event of Ashura, she loses two of her loved ones. She loses her son Khalaf and also her husband Muslim ibn Awsaja. Now when the war starts and Khalaf, who is the son of this lady, wants to join the army and go into the battlefield, Imam Hussein alayhi salam tells him that no, you stay with your mother, because she has lost her husband and she doesn't have any more supporter. But it is Khalaf, in fact, who actually sends her son and encourages him to go and fight bravely. And the amazing thing is that when she sees that her son has been martyred, she says to him, "Glad tidings to you who will soon be satiated from the pond of Kawthar." Now, like you said, it's very difficult to imagine the situation. Razia, maybe can you describe a little how maybe we would react if we were there? Would we also be happy by losing our loved ones?
Our values are so different from the values that of the supporters and helpers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Yes. Sometimes we think that if we were at the time of Imam al-Hussein, these people are Kufa, are so brutal. How did they betray their Imam al-Hussein? They invited him and then they didn't support him. I think it's not an easy judgment to judge the people of Kufa, because a lot of people in our time, a lot of practicing Muslims who claim to be the supporters of the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt, unfortunately, this fast speed of life, this mechanic life in the age of technology has shifted, has changed, has altered their value system. And a lot of us in our lives are caring about our own safety, our own wealth, well-being. We want to be in total safe houses, wearing beautiful clothes, going on really good vacations. This is what we care most for ourselves and our children. But it's beautiful how Khalaf, not having any more supporter, she actually encourages him and encourages her son, and helps him go to the battlefield.
It's truly amazing, and I think that it's no joke that imagine for one moment that there are swords, there's dust, there's smoke, there's brutality, there's kids crying, there's thirsty women, there's thirsty kids. And you, at that time, Imam Hussein says, I have lifted my allegiance from all of you. If you want to go, go. He turns off the light, but all of these people stay. And these women, they know they're going to lose their loved ones. They know they're going to they're going to lose everything that they have. But still, they stand up and they say, no, go. And then not only are they happy, not only do they encourage their loved ones to go, but when they are martyred, they are happy and they say, congratulations, glad tidings to you. It's really amazing. And I think that these are all lessons for us to learn, you know, Razia, that we're not just going to review history for the sake of knowing history. We are going to review history to learn lessons from it. And inshallah, I hope that we can learn our lesson from the small stories that we share. I think our time is up, and let's say goodbye to our dear viewers. Thank you all so much for joining us. Until another program, may the peace and blessings of Allah shower upon you all.